All right. Good evening or good afternoon, um, wherever you're watching from. Okay, so this is just me trying to give back to the society, and in one of the uh, books that I was reading, sales books that I was able to read in in some months back. That is Psychology of Persuasion by Roberts, and that's influence in particular. This actually, I saw one of the principles that seems intriguing, seems interesting, and also um, it also relates to modern day marketing, ways that you can persuade. But I need to tell you that actually, this study that we are going to look into, the massacre of Jonestown, that we are taking as a case study, is actually in a logical sense, in human sense, it's a bad example, but it is a way to study how one person can persuade people, can persuade a whole lot of people into doing even what they don't want to do. And okay, so I'm going to drop in the comment section what we'll be looking into so that we can have an idea of what we are doing. Okay, so all right, let me. Okay, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So I want to put down what we are looking at today. Okay, so the power of influence, social proof principle. This social proof principle is one of the principles that you will get. So I'm going to recommend this book for people that are into marketing, people that wants to, you know, go into marketing in full. Psychology of Persuasion by Robert B. Cialdini. So I'm also going to drop the title of the book as after the live section. I'm going to drop it, and so now let me just give a brief an overview of what massacre of Jonestown means. There's a person called Jim Jones, and he wanted to start up a church setting. This is just a paraphrase of what it is. If you really want to know what the story is all about, you can actually go online and search for Massacre of Jonestown. This happened where 900 followers of this person killed themselves. Should I say willingly, or should I say they were forced into it? But this was also due to their love for their leader. They had to do what they did. So this person started up a church, but we can call it a cult because this is not a church. Uh, Sorry. Okay, let me smile. Thank you, Perpetua. So I think I should be smiling while I'm talking. Okay, so this happened when someone called Jim Jones actually started up a church, let's say a cult, where people actually followed him due to his ability to influence, and so it was not. I'm going to answer that. Why did they kill themselves? Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm building up this story. um Jim Jones actually was not in California before. he had to move to California because the authorities in the place where he was before were already questioning him. And so he had to move. He has been setting up a place in California for a very long time, for like maybe like 3, 4 years before that time. He bought a very large space where he was already set. He knew what was going to happen, and then so he was already setting up a place in California, and then he called that place Jonestown. Jonestown. So when authorities in the place he was before were questioning him, he had to move his church, his courts, himself and his followers. He had to move them to Jonestown, and so what really happened was that someone, a congressman called Leo Ryan, came to actually question people, and actually to question people what is really going on in Jonestown, but that didn't meet them on the good side, so they had to kill the congressman. So after killing the congressman, Jones had to actually persuade, sorry, copywriter maybe sent a request to be in your life. All right, so actually he now had to tell people that what they have done, the best thing that they need to do is actually to kill themselves. So parents have to kill their children first before taking a liquid. It's just a chemical called kool. They have to take kool. Yes, this is the spelling. Kool-Aid. They have to take the Kool-Aid just to kill themselves. And that day, 900 people were recorded to have killed themselves. 900 followers were recorded to kill themselves because of what Jones has to tell them. But what really led to this was that, one person saw another person do it, and then they had to do it. One person saw another person do it, then they had to do it. So it led to 900 followers, both women, men, children, even children were involved. But before children died, it was parents that killed children, and then they now had to kill their own selves because he told them that that was the best way to actually reward themselves for. But if we are to look at it, if this is happening, if this had actually happened in Africa, we would have called it maybe juju. We would have called it, maybe they were just, they were, maybe they used charm on them, but we can't call it juju in that place. But what he did was that he was already building up the influence in people for a very long time. In short, the first time that I started suspecting that they would do anything, some of the congregation even said that they were not willing to leave him because he had so much influence on them, and because of what he says. And I know that part of what will have made him have influence on them was the words that I was saying. They had meetings, and then he was always, speaking with them. He has so much influence that they had to obey him. 900 people died in a day. But I don't want to dwell on this. How can we now relate this? This live section might actually be short, and then we might actually extend it to reviewing books that you can actually read. So one of the books that you can actually, let me type this in here, is Psychology of Persuasion. You might want to go and take a look at this Psychology of Persuasion. Type in this Psychology of Persuasion, Influence. by robots. So, psychology of persuasion influenced by. Now, one of the principles is what I wanted to use massacre of Jonestown as the case study. Now, so let's now relate it to marketing. How can you actually persuade people to actually do what they might not even want to do? How can you persuade people? Now, there's one of the rules that is almost similar to this social proof. That is, social proof is like people are saying others take an action and then they don't care if that action is right or wrong. They just want to take it because other people are taking a decision. Now we call this also like a myth in Africa. We call this a myth where your mother will tell you that in some Nigerian countries, especially the Yoruba ethnic group, your mother will tell you that you don't wash clothes at night. You don't wash clothes at night. And then when you ask why, your mom will say, I don't know why, but you don't wash clothes at night. There are some other myths too like that that if you can remember, you can put in the comment section. This like you don't wash clothes at night, um, you don't you don't use your left hand to receive gifts um, from people or whatever it is they want to give to you. You don't use your left hand to receive. Um, some other things like let me see if I can remember. Now they say all of this even without facts, and you obey because it is believed to be general. And so now this also implies to social proof. Yeah, don't sit at the corridor while it's in, yes. Don't stay at the doorpost when there is lightning or thunder strike because it can catch up with you there and things like that. Now, so this also implies to social proof where people actually take an action because others are taking that action. They trust that process because others are into that same process. They trust that process. And so they want to do the same thing because others are doing it. And one very good example of this thing is when an authority or let's say a celebrity uh, puts on a particular type of dress. You will see that in the next, if a celebrity comes out with a particular pattern of dress, in the next, let's say, 2 weeks, people will start doing the same thing. Even if that dress sense is crazy, people will start, people will start doing it because a celebrity is doing that. And so, and so, social proof is very, 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 very influential on people. And the first thing that I need to talk about is expert recommendation. Expert recommendation when it comes to social proof. Expert recommendation means maybe there's someone in any industry or field that is perceived to be an expert. Someone who is perceived to be an expert in in a field, in a particular industry or field. When that person recommends something to you, you are most likely to make use of that thing that is recommended, even if you are not placed with it. It's because that person has been seen to be an authority, has been seen to be an expert, and over the time you have seen that person do something over and over again and has given the person results. So when the person recommends a product, recommends a service, recommends another person to you, you are most likely to no question at all. And that's what we call trust, the building of trust. And how trust is built is that you build traction, and that's how you get traffic or whatever it is that either your website, your product or service, you build traffic through traction. And is done how traction is done is that you you give out value over time. You give out value over time, not expecting anything in return. You give out value over time. You give out value over time. People see you over time. People see you over time. People see what you do. People see what you do over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. You are appearing on the screen of people that, whether they like it or not, they see you. Since they are following you or they have someone who is following you, they see that you appear over and over again, over and over again. They start trusting you because the best known is better than the best. The best known, someone who people sees all the time, all the time, all the time. When you see this person all the time, whether you hate the person or you dislike the person because of the person keeps appearing all the time, one way or the other, the person has registered in your subconscious mind. So when an expert recommends anything to you, you are most likely to use that thing without questioning. Now we also have user generated content under social proof. You can be influenced by content that the users of a particular product are giving out. Let's say, for example, what is common in Nigeria? Let's say a brand. Okay, let's say Louis Vuitton. When you see two, three, four, five people use a Louis Vuitton wears, you and they create content about it. There was one that I think Ronaldo and Messi, they advertised for, I think Louis Vuitton also. Is it Louis Vuitton? Yes. Is it Louis Vuitton? I think Louis Vuitton or Gucci, that they advertised for them. Now, if you are to look at people who are going to buy that product because of that advert that they did, it will run into millions. So when you have user generated content, people using a particular product and they are creating content about it over and over again, it registers in your subconscious mind, even if you are not willing to buy, even if you are not willing to use the product, it registers in your subconscious mind to actually use the product. Now, social media proof too, when people see likes, comments on your content, whether those likes or comments, whether they are generated or not, when people are lured, people are persuaded to actually look into what you are doing when they see that you have a large uh, follower base. When they see that you have, let's say for example, I'm advertising that I'm a social media manager, and then people check out my profile and they see over 200,000 followers. Whatever it is that I want to pitch to them, they are going to, that regards social media marketing, they are going to buy from me because they have seen social proof, they have seen my followers, they have seen my fan base, how large it is. So social media proof also can also influence people to buy a product from you or get a service from you. Yes, when they see likes, when they see comments, there's nobody in the world now that will be pitched by Grant Cardone that would not want to, buy anything from him because he has the followers, he has the fan base, he appears over and over in people's screen, people's face. He appears day and night, day and night. You see his adverts, you see his organic content, you see many things about him. And so if he's telling you that this thing works, you might not want to question it. You might want to go for it because you see him that he has gotten results from it. So when people see social media proofs like comments, likes, testimonials from people that are working with you, they are most likely to also work with you. Now, when another one is that when you create scarcity and urgency. Now, if you are to actually follow the video of this massacre of Jonestown, Jones was trying to tell them that after the death, after they have killed the congressman, that is Lorian, that the next line of action that they had to take to save themselves was to kill themselves. And that happened with mass suicide. People killed themselves. People killed themselves. They didn't. Nobody actually shot them. They didn't die by hanging. They drank a chemical substance called Kool-Aid, and that's why in this present time now, when they tell you that you are taking the Kool-Aid in in marketing, it means you are killing yourself. People took Kool-Aid, a chemical substance that could actually, you know, sarcastically cool their system down, and then they are gone. So he created scarcity and urgency for them. Scarcity in the sense that, okay, this is not available for a long time. You have to do this now, bringing in urgency into it. So when you also want to influence people, you must create urgency. You must create urgency. You must, this is a limited offer. This is a limited whatever. Now, you must make people know that this is scarce. So instead of saying, we are going to sell, we have, uh, let me use for example, instead of saying these products are available for you to buy, you can just say 10 products left for you to buy. 10 products left for you to buy. So people can actually start thinking that, wow, I have seen social proof from this person. I have seen, and most salespeople do that. They will have created the traction for a very long time. You will have trusted them, and then when they want to sell to you, they will sell to you by not telling you the amount of product. In short, they might not, their products might be in millions, but they will tell you 10 products left, 5 products left, limited till so time. And then they can also do the price anchor by saying ordinarily this product should go for uh $10,000, but you are not going to get it for $10,000. You are not going to get it for $9,000. You are not going to get it for $8,000. You are not even going to get it for $3,000. We are bringing this to $500. What they did was that the actual price of that product was $500, but they raised the price to a very ridiculous high price for you to see that, wow, this product has so much value. They raised that price up, and then so that you can see that it has value, they will say, okay, so we are not going to do for the first 10 people to get this. While maybe the person is going on live, the person can say, or maybe the person is taking a webinar, the person can say, for the first 10 people to get this product while we are on call, or before today ends, you are going to get it for $500, and by tomorrow we are going to raise it back to the $10,000. Let me tell you the truth, they are not going to raise anything. The price is 500, but because they want to create urgency and also create scarcity, they are going to tell you that, okay, this is going to go for this so amount, but if you get it now, you are going to get it at this so price for you. So they also create urgency and scarcity. Now the last one is certification and awards. That I'm going to talk about certification and awards. Now certification and awards, maybe you display the awards that you have gotten or certifications. Let's say, for example, you are a marketer and then you have gotten so much certifications on marketing. You can actually show it on your social media uh, platforms or your personal media platforms. You can, especially on LinkedIn, where you are given the chance to actually put your certifications and recommendations from people. You can actually put it there. Maybe put your certification that you have gotten and also your awards that you have gotten. So the best way to actually influence people is that you do it, you appear in their face subconsciously. They begin to register, your brand, your business in their mind. Your business is recorded in their subconscious mind, even when they are sleeping, even when they are not interested in what you are doing, your business is recorded in their subconscious mind. And this helps you to stay long. This also applies in branding, where you have a particular team, you have a particular color code, you have a particular, if it is possible that you have a particular font. Vusite Kwayo does this a lot. He has the font, the same font you see on his videos is the same font you see on his books. Is the same font you will see when he's taking the live video. Is the same font you will see. He does that with his cup of coffee also, where he's always with his cup of coffee, even when he's taking a live training or whatever on the podium or wherever, he has his cup of coffee with him. That's also a brand. He also does this introductory talk like hello family. So this all of these things are what you can actually incorporate into your business to register your business in the subconscious mind of people. Yes. So let me run through this again. Expert recommendation, user generated content, social media proof, scarcity and urgency, and then awards and certification are what can help you to influence people to buy from you, whatever niche, whatever business, whatever product, whatever service that you are selling. You can actually influence people even when they are not interested, when they are being indifferent about your product. You can actually influence them with all of this. And by showing up every time, showing up, this is one thing that Jim Jones did for his followers. They were always organizing programs where they will see. He kept on talking to them. He kept on influencing them by showing them what they could do even when he was not there. And so it was not very hard for him to influence them on the day that I was going to be, because it was just like a cult that he had, but just like a cult. And then he was always there for his followers. He had a large number of followers. How we were able to know about this was that there were some survivors that day that actually said the story. And you can also go online to check for it. Massacre of Jonestown, where 900 followers were killed in a day. They were not shot. They were not, nothing. Someone just told them that the best way to save yourself is to take this, and they took it. The best way to save yourself is to do this, and they did it because over the time he has registered his let's say his love in their mind, and so he was able to actually influence them to take an action, even that is detrimental to their health, detrimental to their whole life, detrimental to their brain. So these are ways that you can actually also, help your business stay in mind of people. These are ways that you can actually help your business stay in mind of people, where you show up regularly, you show social proofs, you if you have users that are using your products, you can request the content from them to post. You can turn your users to your ambassadors where they use your product and they show it. So as regards this, we are also tomorrow by 8 p.m. watts GST plus one. We are going to be having a funnel expert, but the live is going to be happening on Facebook, where we are going to bring up a funnel expert to talk about um, marketing funnels, how they are essential for your business. Marketing funnels. These are also ways to actually make people trust your product, your brand, your business. So we are going to be going live tomorrow, 8 p.m. Having a funnel expert on Kelwood Technology and Jasper Emmanuel. He's going to be talking about, does your business need a marketing funnel or not? So, and subsequently, we are going to be doing a book review and how they are related to your business. Books reviews, books that can help your business. So, I'm going to type this again for people to see. Psychology of Persuasion by Robert B. Howard. So you can actually go out to take this book. This book actually is something that every business owner needs to read. It helps your business. It helps how you can influence people, how you can persuade them without forcing them, without being salesy. How you can make people like your business, like you, like your brand. When people like you, they like your brand automatically. And when they hate you, they hate your brand automatically. So this can help you to influence people to get your, and then don't also forget to actually follow this page to always get notified whenever we want to go live. And also by tomorrow, 8 p.m., just follow my Facebook username Abolade Tibulere, where you also get notified when we're about to go live 8 p.m. tomorrow with marketing funnel expert or Kelwood Igboloa. So I'm going to let you know when we are going to go live again, where we are going to talk about things that can help your business. So stay tuned. If you have not followed, you can follow and also make sure that you subscribe. You can go through my profile as well, my timeline, to see some tips that can help you, especially for working mothers as well that are going into digital marketing. So, till the next time we meet again, thank you. Thank you for joining. We see you later again. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.